Okay. Yeah. Hi everyone. Good morning. I hope we had a good session for the last 2 days. Today we'll be covering an important topic of web scraping. Same way we'll perform some automation on Windows application as well. As I mentioned, we can able to automate all kind of applications. Either it may be a web application or a Windows application or even some legacy systems which was created before 2010, right? As well as we can able to automate a mainframe related stuffs which will be similar to your command prompt. It would have been used in some financial sectors so far till today, and we can able to automate a complete Java based application as well, and we can able to automate some Citrix application as well. Yeah, for all kind of automation we have multiple components by which we can able to crack it. So just a recap of what we have seen so far. What we have seen in day one, we have just recollected what is RPA and why we need RPA and what is the hierarchy in an RPA. Then what is the prerequisite for an RPA developer, for a successful RPA developer. Then we have discussed about the orchestrator, UiPath Studio as well as UiPath Assistant. Then we had a small walkthrough on automation here, and we had a glimpse of UiPath Orchestrator as well. In yesterday's session, we have covered in depth about the panels, various panels which is available in our studio, where we have covered about activities, properties, snippets, object explorer, test explorer, and we have created few automation out of it, and we have explored how to manage a package, how to downgrade or how to upgrade a package, as well as how to download a package. So using that package, we understood what is the concept of dependencies, why we need dependencies, and how important in order to ensure your automation is more stable using the dependencies kind of stuff and to make more reusable stuffs. Then we have created few variables and we have discussed about the scope of the variables, as well as we have discussed about the arguments and how to go pass on the information from one XAML file to the other XAML file, or from one class to other class. So we have discussed all those components. Today we will be speaking about the web scraping along with few conditional statements like if statements, and we will be speaking about some looping statements as well. So this is the plan for today. Hope everyone is very eager to learn it. I'm just resharing my screen once again. Okay. I hope it's very visible to everyone. What we have done, what I have done, I have just created a new project which I named as web scraping. So today we will be just covering what is web scraping and how we need to proceed further in web scraping component and how we can able to perform an web automation. Why? What is the purpose of a bot, right? So for those questions, here we will be getting some answers today. So in order to perform a web automation, we will be accessing multiple applications. So in order to access multiple application, we will be performing a basic component. We will be performing a basic operation in one of the web application just to ensure that we have done everything. In a proper manner. So this is my project. What is my intention? Or what is the use case I have? So I have picked a few use case from few websites. Okay, this is one of the website where we can able to get the basic sample programs out of it, and we can able to build a bot out of it as per of the initial learning stage. So this is my first program. If you see, the difficulty level is very low. So what is the intention of my program? I need to launch this website or the URL which is added as an href to this element. I need to launch it and I need to provide my username and password, which I can able to see from here. Then I need to click on submit. So we will be learning only three components here: how to launch a URL, how to fill and value into my text box, and how I have to click on a button. So we will be learning all these three components in a sequential way. So just for our learning, I'm just launching this URL. And so it has loaded its respective page. I am copying my username for a manual step. What is my manual step? This is my first step. I need to launch this URL. I need to paste my username as well as I need to paste my password. Just assume you need to automate some web application which has a login page. Mostly all the web application will have a login page. Same way, you launch the URL, then it will ask you to fill your username and password, then you need to click on sign in. Okay, this is the time it took to perform the automation. So manually I given a try and it has been working as expected. Now we will perform an automation out of it. What is the first step we need to do in web scraping? Just copy this URL, go to your Paper Studio. The first activity what I am going to use is application or browser. This is the common activity which we have to automate all kind of desktop application as well as all kind of browser based websites. So I am just capturing the element. If you see in the right side, we have a tons of property to be mapped to this activity. So what is the basic property which is required here? If you see, the use application or browser activity is not yet configured because we have not done anything. Configure it by pointing to an application you are automating or using as an input UI element. What is UI element? If you have been into HTML programming language, right, where you would have learned about DOM, document object model. Same way, we will be also capturing those DOM element of a web application and we will be analyzing. The same kind of DOM element will be seen in the Windows application as well. So I'm just indicating my application. I clicked on indicate. You can able to see a green box. By which I can able to indicate the application which I will be using. Here in this scenario, I am going to automate this page. So I have selected this tab. Okay, I have selected this tab by which I have provided the basic information. If you see, this is a snippet or a image which tells to the system that this is my URL, which URL need to be launched whenever I am running this process. If you see in the right side, unified application target, you can able to see something called URL here. I'm just opening this section. You can able to see the complete URL which has been captured from this application and it has been populated here automatically for you. I have not typed any URL here. I have just captured the UI part. By which the information is automatically populated here. Along with that, you can able to see something called selector here. What is a selector? Selector is nothing but the application properties or the DOM elements of it. Here, what is the application we have used? Chrome.exe. What exe we have used? Chrome exe we have used. And what is the title of my page? If you see, the title of my page is Automation Anywhere Labs Login. So this is the title of my page. If you want to fine tune it, yes, we can able to fine tune it. Say for example, I don't need login here. Instead of that, I can able to provide a wildcard. I can able to provide a wildcard. In order to learn about wildcard, try to explore regex, regular expressions. So it will give you a complete understanding of how to use wildcard and where to use it. So here we have used a wildcard star, so that whatever character which is present after hyphen will consider it as a dynamic data. So it will consider this as our static data. Whenever I'm executing my bot, it will just ensure whether this title is available or not. It will just check for automation anywhere labs followed by a hyphen. After hyphen, if there are multiple information, it will just skip it off and it will proceed with the next set of operation. The best example where we will be using wildcard. Whenever you have been launching a Flipkart website, whenever you click on an element, the title will change automatically. The title will get changed automatically based on the product which you have been viewing. Based on the product which you have been viewing. So in those kind of scenarios, we need to properly place this wildcard just to ensure on multiple search of products there should not be any error. There should not be any error. Just to override the errors, we have been performing it. Just click on validate so that it will get validated, and you can click on OK. I made a minor change here. So here we have a property to close and open the browser. I'm just providing never, so that I should not close any of my browser. And in terms of open, if not open, if the browser is not open, then it will open, then it will launch. So I have provided the basic information here, and have made a minor change in my properties in terms of close and open. Other than that, I have not done anything. A minor change in my selector property, that too in the title element. So what is the next step? This is a container. This is a container. Within this container, we can able to perform multiple operation on this parent node, or container is nothing but a box. The outer layer plays a important role in terms of accessing to the application. Whatever action or whatever elements, if you want to place in a box, you can able to place in the section called do. In the section called do, it is nothing but a sequence. It is nothing but a sequence. If you see the icon, it is nothing but a sequence here. Here I'm just clicking on the plus icon. What is the first step I need to do? After launching my browser, I need to set text. So I just putting my set text property here. I just clicked on my plus and I just provided set. It has given me the respective information. So if you see, it has pre-populated the information based on the parent node information. It pre-populated the information based on the parent node information. It is expecting us to indicate the element in the Chrome application. Because we have connected our system to our Chrome application. So I'm just clicking on this one. Now you can able to see all the elements has been highlighted with green checkbox or a green box or a selector element. What is the use of it? By which we can able to identify all kinds of element. So here in this scenario, in the right top corner, you can able to see something called selection option, which gives us the capability to understand this entire page, and it can able to identify all kind of DOM elements, by which we can able to capture any of the elements as per our requirement. So I'm just clicking on this one, by which it will capture all its DOM element. If you see in the right side, there is a target. Target is nothing but this text box. This text box is my target, and if you see, if I over my cursor here, it is an anchor. It is an anchor. So in order to identify any element in a web page or in your desktop application, it will have a target and it will have an anchor. If you are not sure about the anchor, you can skip it off. You can skip it off. It is up to the developer whether to have an anchor or not. It is up to the developer whether to have an anchor or not. So this is how I can able to place my target, and by automatically it can able to capture the anchor for it. So I'm not making any change here, just we will be proceeding further. I'm just clicking on confirm, by which an element is captured, but I'm getting a red indicator which is an error, where I need to provide an information here, yeah, we will come up later. We will capture the other elements. What is the next element? It is once again the text box. If you see, my next text box is my password field. I'm just capturing this one. It will capture the target as well as the anchor. So I'm just clicking on confirm. I'm good to proceed further. What is my next step? I need to click on a button. For clicking of a button, we will be using something called click. Once again. Just select the button which is required. If you see, this is my button. What will be my anchor? Anchor will be captured by the system automatically. If you feel anchor is not required, we can able to remove it. I'll show you how to do it. So this is my target, and in this scenario, the anchor is marked as a target. So it considered the anchor and target are same. So I'm just removing the anchor portion here. This is my target section. I'm just expanding it, and I'm scrolling down. If you see in the top, no anchor was automatically found. So I want to define an anchor. Just I am defining an anchor just to show you how to remove it. So I just defined, this is my anchor. If you see, this is my target which we have in the earlier. Now we have one more field called anchor. So it is how a target and an anchor is captured. If here you can able to see, there was no warning message. If I delete this anchor, here you can able to see an information kind of stuff or an info kind of stuff. No anchor was selected for this button. It is up to us based on the application behavior. We can able to provide anchor, or we can able to remove the anchor on the go. It is up to the developer and up to the application stability. But as per the best practices, it is advised to have an anchor for each of the field. Because it provides more stability to your bot. So I'm just clicking on confirm, and it will validate all the selector, and everything is done for us. Now I need to provide my inputs. What is my inputs once again? Those I can able to extract from my previous page. I'm just taking my inputs. I'm just providing my inputs. How I need to provide my inputs? Once again, everything has to be in string format. In order to get it in string format, it has to be encapsulated within double quotes. So I place my double quotes. I have provided my password here. I need to provide my username here. Once again, I am going to my previous page just to get my username. And I have provided my username as well. So if you see, there is no warning information. Now I'm saving my program. Just assume what is the manual time it will take for a human to perform this operation. In this scenario, I'm just refreshing my page so that I can able to perform it manually. So my website is launched. and I need to fill up my password. Yeah. What is the time I took? I took around 4 seconds, 90 milliseconds. Almost 5 seconds I took just to fill my username and password. We will see how much time will the bot take to complete it. Will the bot take to complete it? So here I'm not doing anything. I'm just saved the program. I'm just initiating the program to run. What is your expectation? How much time it will take to complete this operation? Less than 5 seconds, or it will take more than 5 seconds? You can have your guesses in place. Once it has been completed, you can able to feel the difference between a human action, and you can able to see the difference between a bot action. Now the program is started. All the compilation activity has started. Now the program is running. You can able to see a small running window. If you see, everything has been completed in the backend. It has not shown us, or it has not activated the browser for us. It has done everything in the backend. If you see, it is completed within a second. It is completed within 50 milliseconds. So what is the time I took? I took around 5 seconds to complete this operation, but the bot took less than 1 second to complete its operation. So it is the difference between a human and a bot. It is the difference between a human and a bot to perform very minimalistic operation. I hope you feel the difference, right? We will move on to the next use case so that you can able to see much more differences as well. So we will pick up the next use case. What is my next use case? Just I'm launching this use case. Once again, a browser-based operation and web scraping kind of stuff. If you see, we have a spreadsheet with everyone's favorite food. So there is a spreadsheet here. Download the spreadsheet and make sure that all the food is added to the shopping list before submitting the order. So I need to download this spreadsheet, and it is in the format of CSV once again. It is nothing but the comma separated value. And I need to add the value one by one. For each item, I need to click on add item. Say for example, I am adding tomato, then I need to click on add. Then I am adding bread, then I need to click on add. So this is how I have added, and I need to click on yes button here, and I need to click on submit. So it will give you and complete information how much time I took and what is the accuracy. Yeah, it is wrong because the information what I have in the CSV would have been different here. So this won't give us the complete set of information here, by which I am getting an error. In this scenario, this is my expectation. I need to add all my information, then I need to click on submit by checking a radio button. How we will do it? I'm just refreshing the page so that we will capture a fresh one. So this is my file. I'm just opening the file to show you how much data we have, and we will do it manually. My CSV file has been opened. If you see, we have multiple information. I should open in some other format then. Okay, yeah, this is my information here, my family details, and this is my favorite food. So what is the information I have? I have the information of the favorite food. The first one is oatmeal, granola, strawberries, macaroni and cheese, pizza, broccoli, chicken nuggets. So I need to add all this information into the web page, and I need to click on my radio button. Then I need to click on the submit operation. So how we are going to do it? Before that, what we will do, we will just minimize this section and we will disable it. Just click on this three dots in a vertical and select disable. Otherwise, you can go with Control D as well. So by which I have disabled it and I am minimizing this section. So my next automation comes in. Use application or browser. Once again, I'm going to automate this page. My first step, I need to set text. What is the first step? I need to perform a set text operation here. And it has been looking for an anchor. I'm selecting this as my anchor. So I clicked on confirm. So my next step is click once again, because for each item I need to add it one by one. So I need to clicking here, and I'm making an anchor to this one, not to this one. We will have this one as an anchor. So we have added two information now. Then at the end, it should be in a loop. Okay, we will add a later stage. Now we will be performing a click. It should be yes always. We will be accepting our terms and conditions. So then the next step is the submit, the final submit. Okay, I'm just adding a resume. It can be done using F2. So now I'm clicking on submit order. It has been asking for an anchor, by which I can to place an anchor as an yes. So this is my anchor. So I have selected everything. Everything is in place. Submit order, yes button is in place, add item is in place, and shopping list is in place. So we will add one value just for our scenario. We will add oatmeal here. Once again, it should be in the format of string. So I have put double quotes and have done with everything. Now what is the basic step? I should not close anything where if not open. So I made a minor change in my open and close properties. As the previous step is disabled, we will run the program, but it will add only one line item, then it will click on submit, just to ensure whether my program is working or not. Then we need to extract the information from the CSV file and we need to load it in a loop. So we will see gradually. So I have now saved the program and I am executing it just to show you what is happening. I am placing my cursor in this browser. Now the program will get started. Yeah, it will get started. If you see, okay, fine. If you see an item is added, which is oatmeal, and it is clicked on yes, and it submitted its stuff. What is the seconds it took? It took around 148 seconds, which is huge. Once again, that's not an issue. And the accuracy is around 25% because we have added only one item here. We have not added the other information. So let us to click on OK now. Now we will make it in a loop. We will make it in a loop. The first step in order to perform as a loop, we will do one thing. We need to read the data from the CSV file. Read CSV. Because the data is in CSV format, I am just clicking on read CSV just to select my item. Just to select my item. It is in my download section once again. So I am just copying my file path and I am pasting it as a string. All my file path has to be in the format of string, so I have placed it here. Okay, encoding is not needed. The delimiter is a comma separated. Yes, it has a header in the first row. So I need to get the output of it. And what is my output type? It is of type data table. Data table is nothing but rows and columns. It is also a data type. So I need to create a variable here. Control K. DT is something, a keyword for data table. We will have favorite food. Data table favorite food. So always create a clear variable which should be easy for everyone to understand. It should be very easy and it should be very convenient for everyone to understand whoever going through your program. So I just created a data table variable here. I have not done anything much. If you see in the variable section, you can able to see a data table variable and the variable type is auto selected by itself based on the output type. If in few activities it will select its data type automatically, in few of the activities it won't. You need to change it by opening the variables panel as we done in yesterday's section for boolean and integer. So I've done everything. My data is here. Now what I have to do, I need to insert all my data in a sequential way. So what I have to do, I need to loop it. It's not loop. For each row in a data table. So these are the various kind of loops available for us. So in this scenario, we will be using only one loop which is called for each row in a data table. Okay, it has been asking us to provide the information where my data is stored. The data is stored in DT favorite food. So this is my data table variable. And this variable will hold all my information. Everything will be in the format of rows and columns. So I will be moving this shopping list. I'll just move the first information into my looping block. Why? Because whatever data it has to be inserted in a sequential way. So I have moved it. Then the next thing is my item. So I have clicked my add item. For every item which I enter, I should add those items into my web page automatically. So here what I have to provide, I need to provide the variable which has the value. If you see, this is my data table variable and everything will be in the format of row. So this is one of my row and this is one of my row. So we have totally 7 rows here and this is my header. What is the data I need? I need only the favorite food. I'm just copying this header and this is my current row. Current row is my record. Current row of curly braces and I am providing the column name and it has to be formatted as string. 1 minute. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. The parenthesis should be the round braces. Just provided the parenthesis which I've been using for the dictionary type. So current row, and I need to provide my column name. Just for the conversion, I just converted it into string just to avoid some conversion error. So I've done everything. Everything is in place. Then all the data will get loaded in a sequential way. Then we'll be clicking on this button and the submit button will get executed. So this is how the entire operation will be done. So I've just created my browser activity. Then we have used something called for each row in a data table, which we have not seen so far. Here we have just iterated the information what I have provided, my data table name I have provided, and each data will get stored into my record variable, which is current row. In order to get FS week information, FS week column, I have provided current row followed by a round braces and the column name, followed by a round braces and the column name. If you are not sure about the column name, yeah, you can go with the column index as well. Column index as well. Always the column index starts from 0. Always the column index and the row index starts from 0. So ensure you have been properly providing the column index. So we have done everything. I'm just saving this program. We will do a minor change here. If not opened by browser. I'm just clicking on save. And we'll close this one so that it will launch by itself. It will launch by itself. Okay, what we have done so far, we have just launched the browser and we created a loop just to iterate the information, and we have loaded all those information into the table, into the website. Then we agreed the terms and condition, then we will be clicking on submit button. So in order to get the data, I have downloaded the data already and it was stored in my system. So I am storing all those information here as a from the read CSV content. So I have saved it. Now we will run the program. I'm just going to the browser so that it will launch the page for us because it was not opened, and it has to enter the data in a sequential way. It has to enter the data in a sequential way. Now, if you see, the browser is launched automatically. I have not done anything. It has been adding the information one by one. So here we have been running out of an error. If you see, there was an error occurred. It has been trying multiple times. Okay, now the error has been occurred. This is called error. So this is how we'll be getting an error information. Click add item could not find the user interface element for this action. So bot has to click on this add item, but it could not be able to find it. In terms of UI, right, it is there. I will say it is there. Why it has not clicked? Why the bot has not performed? There may be multiple possible scenarios here. So we need to go through this information and we need to try a way to fix it. But I know what is the problem because I created it intentionally just to show you how an error will occur and what kind of information we will be getting out of it. Just I'm stopping my bot because I need to make a change in this action. Now, if I click here, there is my target. Otherwise, we will expand this one and we will be clicking on this 3 icon to make an change in my target or to make a change in my UI element. So it has get highlighted. If you see, it has been trying to search the element. The element is there, but the anchor part, anchor what we have created, right? It is not there, due to which we are getting an error. So whenever you have been placing some anchor, you should be very careful in choosing an anchor. You should be very careful in choosing an anchor, and it should be very static in nature. It should be static in nature. Here my anchor is not static in nature, so I've just removed my anchor. Now if you see, my target is in green color and there is no red indicator. So I have just bug fixed my issue which has been occurred due to an anchor. So this is one of the best learning what we have. Whenever we select a target, it is also whenever we select a target, it is advised to select an anchor. How to select an anchor? It should be a static information in your web page. It should not change automatically based on the previous operation in the web page, or it should not disappear all of a sudden. Okay. So what is the anchor which we selected earlier, right? Confirm. Yeah. Earlier in the same web page, if you see, if there is no data, there will be a additional line item like shopping list is currently empty, add items to get started. So I just added this as my anchor. As I have added any information, this line item will get disappeared, due to which an error is occurred. So I'm just done with the stuff. I removed the anchor by which it has to execute. Now I'm closing my page because it has to be launched by itself. Now I'm running my bot once again. It has to launch the browser and it has to fill all the values automatically. So the program has started, just initiated after the compilation activity. Now you will see a minor play icon here. Yeah, the play icon is launched as well. Now it will launch the browser. So now the browser is launched, and if you see oatmeal, granular, strawberries, macaroni, cheese, pizza, broccoli, chicken nuggets has been added, and everything has been done. And it get executed. Oops, it got closed. Okay, yeah. It get executed and the execution time is less than 8 seconds. So in order to see my execution result, I need to scrap those information. In order to perform the scrapping, we will add one more step to our solution. Just we will add nugget here, GT nugget, and I've added it. Just I'm clicking on submit order. So this is my result. I will be scrapping this result and I will be showing you what is my output. So far we have seen how to set a data and how to click a button. Now we will be seeing how to get a data. So for getting a data, we will be having something called get text. Here I need to get my time. What is the time it took to complete the entire operation? So this is my information. I'm just selecting a anchor to this as well, and I am clicking on confirm. So those information has been captured. Now I am creating a variable just to store this information, time taken. So I created a variable. Now we will print those variable. What activity we will be using? We'll be using an activity called message box. And the variable is something called time taken. So this is the variable. So we have done. Now I'm saying the program. What we have done for extracting an information from a web page, we have used an activity called get text. We have multiple other options as well. So this is the best option we will be using for a web-based application. So we are done with this, and I'm closing this. So it will get launched once again. Save, run. I hope everyone got the feel of how an automation will be, of how an automation will be, and how it will get executed. Now the execution is happening, and it will get submitted. Yeah, if you see, it took less than 9 seconds in order to complete its operation. It got extracted the information as well. This is the message box from our UiPath Studio. The extracted time is nothing but 8.4 seconds, or 8 seconds 40 milliseconds. So this is the time it took to complete the entire operation. Just assume if you have lakhs of records, the time which the human took will get reduced automatically. The time which human took will get reduced automatically, by which they can able to improve their bot efficiency, I hope it's very clear to everyone. Okay, we will move on with the next use case, where we'll have some conditions kind of stuffs. How to add if. Okay. In order to play around the if statement, we'll just disable this section. Okay. So here we have the data. Which I got from the website. I need the data. I need the family member, or else we will have a condition like this. I need the favorite food for child 1. So we will be getting only this 2 information. Then we will add one more if condition to get the favorite food for dad as well. So we will get this 2 information, for which we will be using multiple if condition, based out of which we will be getting a result. Okay, we will see how we will be doing this. For which all the data reading has been done. Now we will go on with a loop for each row in a data table. Then we will provide our data table variable, by which we will be getting a record in a sequential order. Then we will add a if condition. How to add a if condition? Just provide if. One with a if. This is our if condition. You need to provide a condition. Then is nothing but your true case, else is nothing but your false case. So if you want to add some false information as well, if you want to add some condition within false, yes, we can able to provide. Or if you want to add some operation within else condition, yes, we can able to do it. Anything is possible here. So what is the error? I need to add a condition here. Condition is not supplied. So I need to add a condition. Current row of, what is my current row name? I need to get the information based on my family member. My family member is my header. So I provided it, which is equals to which is equals to, we need to get the information of child 1 first. Child 1. So I need the information of child 1. If it is equals to child 1, it will give you true. If it is not equals to child 1, it will give you false. It is nothing but a boolean. In the if statement, it expects us to provide a boolean condition. So it will give you a boolean value. Based on the boolean value, it will get executed. Now I will be adding a message box here. Rather than a message box, we will have a write line just to show you the information in the log. Now we need the information of their favorite food. We need the information of their favorite food. So this is my favorite food. Just copied up my header and I placed it here. So in order to make a conversion error, I'm just provided .toString. Okay, comfortable. .toString is not working here because of the conversion error from the higher order to lower order. So we will be calling the function called convert.toString. Convert.toString. So this kind of error will occur if you have known about the concept of explicit conversion and implicit conversion. So those kind of error will occur in UiPath as well, in any of the RP tool whichever you have been using, right? Whenever you have been converting some complex data types like arrays, list, data table, dictionary to a string format, then we'll be using this function, string function. In other cases, we can able to use the property directly, like .toString is a property. So I've done everything here, everything is in place. If it is child one, I will be getting this result. So I'm saving my program. I'm just running it. I'm just compiling my program to get the result out of it. So if you see it get executed within a fraction of second, you can able to see macaroni, cheese and pizza. Macaroni, cheese and pizza is the result out of it. So just to compare my data with my data. What is my data for child one? Macaroni and cheese is my first information and pizza is my second information. So I got all those data in place. It is how we will be placing a condition. Same way, in the else part, we will add one more condition. How to add a condition here? Just click on plus. Just go on with if. So it is like a nested if or if within a if. Okay. And just I am copying this line item and I will go on to my if condition which is placed in my else block. And I will remove my child rather than it should be dad. So this has been fixed now. Now I need to add a message box. Instead of message box, I'm just adding a right line here. Just copy those information and get placed here. So it is how it will get executed. First it will go here. If it is child, it will pop up this information. Child one, it will go to the else block. In else block, if it is that, it will show us this information. I'm just saving my program. Okay, I'm just saving my program so that we will execute and see what is the output we are getting in our output panels. Yes, the program is executed now. We can able to see the first information from dad, which is oatmeal, and the next set of information is from child one. Why? Because the first line item is a dad and the followed line item contains information for the childs. So this is how the information will get populated and it will be shown to us, and we can able to play around those stuffs and we can able to use it wherever it is required. Then we will create something called flowchart. Just to show you an use case on how to create a flowchart. In flowchart, we will find Fibonacci series. Okay, just for our use case. So this is how your flowchart looks. it will be having a node. It will be having a node, and you can able to see there is a change in the icon as well, so that it will indicate that we have been using a flowchart. So in order to ensure your program has to start, then whatever activities we have been using, it has to be integrated with our start icon. It has to be integrated with our start activity or start node. Okay. Just to explain the Fibonacci series. It will start with zeros and ones. It will add the last two digits, then it will give us 1. It will add the last two digits, it will give us 2, 3, and 5, followed by 8. Then it goes on to like 13 and so on. So we will try to create a program just to print these values in a sequential order using this flowchart, and we will see how we can able to do it as we have done in other programming languages. Still fine. Okay. Now I will add a variable here. So if you see here, we won't have any plus icons. We need to add it from the activity section. So I'm just dragging and dropping my assign activity. So we need to do that assign. So this is my first set of activity. So we'll minimize the space and we will have the initial values as 0, and we will have the initial value as -1. Control K, value 1, and in order to add one more value, we will add an activities here. So it is how your flow will be. Here we will have 1 year, Control K, value 2. So just to change the data type of those variable, we will change from string to integer, just to avoid the compile time error. Okay, those two variable creation is done. Now what is the step we need to do? We need to just add those information and we need to swap the values. It has to go in a loop. It has to go in a looping order. Now what we need to do, we need to assign our third variable, value 3, which is the sum of what? Sum of value 1 plus value 1 plus value 2. So it get added. Now we need to swap the values. So for swapping the values, what we need to do? This will give us 0. It should go to value 1, value 2, value 1, value 1 will have the information of value 2. Then the next activity is the same assign activity. Value 2 will have the information of value 3. So it is how we have done. Here we have one compilation error because of the variable type. I just made a change here. This is the change I am making to my data type. So this has been done. If you see, I just initialized two variable, then I have added some operation here, and it has been stored to the value 3 variable. Value 1 will get assigned to the value 2, and we are just swapping the values, and we are assigning the value 3 to the value 2 variable. So I need to make a branch kind of stuff. If you see, I can able to perform it in a loop. I can able to perform in a loop so that I am adding a branch to it, and by which it will be executed in loop in an infinite order. So in order to get the result out of it, right, we will just break this joining loop. We will add a message box. Will increase the space a little bit so that it will move to the end. We will just add the arrows from here to here. Okay. We have been trying to print the Fibonacci series without any loops. Okay. Here in the text section, I'm just printing value 3 alone. Value 3 dot to string. Just I'm printing the value 3 alone. Now we will try to make a loop. It will be an infinite loop. We need to stop the bot abruptly. Okay. Now the program is executed. I have not used any for loops, any if conditions here. Whereas I am trying to print a Fibonacci series. Now it is in a controlled manner because of this message box. But this kind of looping should not be created. There should be some if condition to break this. Okay, if we have been connecting this kind of structure. This is the best way to create your medium level projects or some complex level projects using flowcharts, because flowchart gives you a capability to create a connection to your existing stuff. So by which I can able to reuse this code again and again. I can able to reuse this code again and again without recreating it multiple times or without using some looping kind of stuffs. So we will execute this program. We will see the outputs in a sequential way. So now my program is started. 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21. It has been keep on going. How it has been keep on going? The flow of execution is like this. It starts from here and it get initialized with the variable. Then we are just making a sum of the values. Then we have been swapping the values. Then we have been making a branch to the existing line item, by which we have been making a loop out of it. We have been making a loop out of it, by which we can able to get the n number of values until the exception raised, until an exception is raised. So it shouldn't be the case. I can able to add some if condition here just to stop my program. Otherwise we can have one more if condition in somewhere in between, so that you can stop at certain point. Like you can get some 100 Fibonacci number, then you can able to stop your programs as well. So now it has been done. I'm not executing further. I'm just stopping it here. Okay. Yeah. Done. Good so far. We have learned the basics of if condition. We have learned how to create a flowchart. We have learned how to use a single loop using data table. That's absolutely fine. And using flowchart, how you can able to create a loop kind of stuffs without using any loop activities or any loop commands. Yeah, that's it for the day. Any questions? I'm looking for some multiple questions from you guys. Yeah, open to queries. Satish, could you enable the chat? Hello, Satish. Hello. Hello, Satish. Hmm. Could someone inform Satish to enable the chat in the meanwhile? Okay, before the chat has been enabled, right? I'm just giving you an exam exercise for you. Give me a minute, please. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. Just using the same exercise what we have done, right? You download this Excel file. You can able to download an Excel file from here, and you need to fill the information based on the value which you have. It will contain roughly 10 line items. You need to fill all those information here, and you need to click on submit for each line item. Once you fill up the data for a single user, you need to click on submit. Same way it has to be done for all the 10 line items. Yeah, I hope the chat has been enabled now. Team, kindly come up with the queries what we have. Team, we are open for queries. Whatever queries we have, kindly post it in the chat window.
Hi Bhaskar, I think there is no queries.
Okay, sir, fine.
I will end the session. Okay. So today we can end the session, and again we'll see by tomorrow. Thank you, students.
Yeah,
Thank you, Bhaskar.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great day. Thank you, Satish.